Quý vị đang theo dõi chương trình Khởi dùng tiền của đài Little Saigon TV. Ông Rick Park từ ngân hàng United Business Bank và chúng tôi đang bàn về những cái dịch vụ mà ngân hàng ông ta cung cấp cho cộng đồng người Việt của mình. Cũng một lần nữa xin nhắc quý vị là ngân hàng ông ta có khoảng chừng trên 30 chi nhánh nằm khắp 3 tiểu bang California, Washington cũng như là New Mexico, và cái trị giá tài sản của ngân hàng là hơn 3 tỷ đô la. Ngân hàng ông ta không những cung cấp dịch vụ mà về vấn đề SBA loans, cũng làm loan về real estate, commercial, và chúng tôi được biết là cả những cái loan về apartments. Can you talk more about apartment loans? As you know, especially true in the Vietnamese community, the Vietnamese love real estate. So they buy, beside, commercial, they buy also multifamily apartments or housing also. So what kind of service do you provide to for the acquisition of multifamily properties?
Sure. We love multifamilies. So multifamily by definition is any units that is more than 4, right? So our amortization typically for characteristics of multifamily is 30 years. We can go as low as in terms of fees. And the reason why I'm talking about the fees is because I'm Asian myself. I know that rates and fees are very sensitive to our community. You asked earlier what makes us more of a community. It's really, in my definition, I would define it as, do you understand your audience? Do you understand what we need? Do you understand what provision of services that we are actually in need of? So multifamily, we know that it's tested for downturn. Everybody needs a place to stay. So our typical rates is anywhere from low 3s to mid 3s. It's amortized over 30 years. We can go as high as 75% LTV. So if you're doing a purchase with little as 25% down, we can finance 75%. If you're looking to refinance, we can definitely tailor the specific need to what it is that you need, whether it be rates, fees, or prepayment penalties.
Thank you. Kính thưa quý vị, chúng tôi có hỏi ông Rick là như quý vị cũng biết là trong cộng đồng Việt Nam mình thì là quý vị cũng như chúng tôi vậy, mình thường mình thích đầu tư về nhà cửa cho mướn, nhất là apartments. Thì chúng tôi có hỏi là cái ngân hàng ông ta có cho vay nợ để mua những cái chung cư không? Thì ông ta trả lời là cái đó là cái chính. Ngân hàng ông ta làm rất nhiều về cái dịch vụ đó. Ông ta cũng nói một câu mà chúng tôi thấy rất là vui, là ông ta nói là ông ta là tại vì ông ta là người Á Châu, cho nên ông ta rất là sensitive cho cái issue mà người Việt Nam mình ai cũng biết, quý vị cũng biết là thường Việt Nam mình thích mặc cả, cho nên mình đi những chỗ nào mà cái rate nó thấp mà cái fee nó rất là thấp, cho nên ông ta rất là hiểu cái vấn đề đó, cho nên ngân hàng ông ta làm việc rất là gần với những người mà muốn đầu tư, muốn vay nợ để mua những cái chung cư. Hiện bây giờ thì là ông ta có nói là cái chung cư là những cái mà trên 4 unit, và thường ngân hàng ông ta là cho vay khoảng chừng 75% của trị giá của cái apartments, mà cái rate hiện bây giờ thì khoảng chừng around 3%, và cái thường cái loan là 75% của cái trị giá mà mình mua cái chung cư. What else? What other service do you provide? Your bank provide beside loan, commercial lendings, and SBA loan and real estate lending? Do you also, the other issue I want to ask you also, as Asian, we are very sensitive to losing money. You just don't want to lend money also. You lend money, you want the ball to go to your bank and deposit $1 million or $2 million in the bank too. And so the Vietnamese or the Asian are sensitive to losing money or insurance. So is your bank also have the same kind of insurance as we go to a big bank?
Of course. We are FDIC. So we're regulated by the bank. We're a publicly traded company.
Oh.
So we're not privately held, we're publicly traded. You can actually look us up, BCML. So our stocks are probably trading in the low $20 range, plus or minus, depending on how the market's doing right now. As far as the different kind of services, I would just say to you, Tony, and I hear that you're an avid golfer. And so a lot of the times what ends up happening is if you had an individual and said, hey, Tony, I'm interested in golfing, what kind of clubs should I get? You and I both know there's TaylorMade, Titleist, Mizuno, you name it, it's out there, Strixon. It really does depend on what's your goal, what's your individual swing look like, what's your body type look like, what are you trying to get out of the game? And I suppose that sometimes banking is not that easy, right? Well, what kind of services do you offer? I can tell you A to Z. I think this program is only 20 minutes, so we try to make it as quick as possible. But I would probably encourage a lot of the clients and for the audience members that is watching, if you contact us, and we certainly have a Vietnamese-speaking lender, Ngoc Tin. She's, I think, a co-host of yours. And so if you call her, what we can do is we tailor the needs, right? And so every case is going to be different. Every need of the individual is going to be different. Am I going to hold on to this loan in the portfolio? Am I going to sell it? So I would tell you, just like golf, it's not an easy answer as, well, I'll put you in a Titleist. Well, let's custom fit to your swing. And we do the same thing with the loans itself.
Thank you. Kính thưa quý vị, chúng tôi có hỏi ông Rick là bên cạnh những cái service mà chúng ta vừa mới bàn qua đó, thì có những service nào khác mà ngân hàng ông ta cung cấp không? Thì ông ta có nói là cái ngân hàng ông ta làm việc rất là gần với lại khách hàng. Tại vì có những service mà nó tương tự như consulting vậy. Tức là ông ta có đưa ví dụ về vấn đề như đánh golf, thì ông ta là người đánh golf. Thì ông ta nói là cũng như là một người đánh golf vậy, đâu phải là cái club nào mà mình cũng đánh được, mà một cái club mình cũng như là có nhiều cái loại club khác nhau. Thì hoặc là mỗi một cái club như vậy nó có những cái độ khác nhau, nó có nó hợp người này không hợp người kia. Thì đó là cái mà mình phải cần liên lạc với một người banker để mà người ta giúp mình tailor cho đến những cái nhu cầu mà mình cần. Now, Rick, I'm sure you know now that well, I mean, you're a banker, but you came from BFA. You know, many banks now, large banks now, you know, beside banking, you know, want to do everything consulting. So I bank with, I bank with many banks, but like BFA call me all the time and introduce me to Merrill Lynch, and they call me and say, hey, can I have somebody from Merrill Lynch call you, and we'll sit down and see what you need and so on. So, do you? I know you just explained that to me, but do you have like a
wealth management?
Wealth management, yeah. Somebody calling, you know, like, yeah, somebody, you know, like that.
Sure, good question. We don't. We try not to be, and I'm going to use this metaphor. We try to provide as many good products as we can as it relates to loans, lending for clients, business clients in the Asian community, which typically we are the business owners. We're sole proprietor, we may have partners, we set up a corporation, and we have other shareholders. Outside of that, typically in the Asian community, what are we really interested in? We're really interested primarily in loans only. Transaction, let's be honest, we're a little bit skeptical. Is this bank going to go bankrupt? Am I going to lose my money? Outside of that, financial services, we try to make it very simple. Can we do the cash management? Can we do brink services, merchant services? The answer is yes. But I'm going to be quite honest. You're probably better off going to the bigger banks. But for our bank, we know what we do. We do it well, the products and services that we provide. But the metaphor that I would use is we are not like a Cheesecake Factory menu. If you've ever been to Cheesecake, that's about 100 pages.
We serve everything, and yeah, more than you can eat.
More than what you can eat.
No, I don't mean to say like wealth management. Actually, you got me very right on that cash management.
Cash management.
I didn't mean to say wealth management. Yeah, I mean like cash management. Like you know, when you sit down with a client, you know, because they don't want to invest, you know, in stock or bond, but like, what do I do with my cash? Can you? I'm saying like sometimes a small bank, you know, I'm sure my you know, line of Tin only before she was with, you know, smaller bank, and she offered me like CD rate, you know, better than, you know, a bigger bank. So you know, that's the question I'm looking for, because sometimes, you know, somebody come to you and do loans, commercial loans, real estate loan, and then happen to have, a few $1 million in the bank, and you might want to say, hey, I can offer you a CD rate a little bit better than American Express or Bank of America. And that's what I mean, close personal service, cash management.
Sure.
And that's exactly what you do.
We do that.
Okay.
Would I say that we are robust and in the way of the bigger banks? No. Are we hoping to get there? The answer is yes. But can I give you a little secret on the CD rates?
Yes, please.
CD rates in the community bank, it's another way of banks to being able to raise money and capital that they need. So typically banks that don't offer the higher CD rates, you can look at that bank to say that they're very well capitalized. The banks that offer a 5%, I'm going to give as an example, the banks that offer a CD rate of 5% as an example, typically, generally speaking now, they're trying to raise capital internally for the bank. For us at United Business Bank, we're well capitalized. We're a well-sound bank. As you can imagine, our cost of funds is low, and this is why we can offer the low interest rates. A lot of the things that are far more important in the community than it is about the CD rates, though we do and we can offer those competitive rates as well.
Interesting. That's the first time I heard about that. A bank tried to raise capital by increase the CD rate.
Sure, because that's how else are you going to attract clients?
So if you're looking for more rates, you are looking at more risk. Wow,
Correct.
I mean,
Sure, I
in a
understand
way
what
of
you're
saying
saying.
that. So, kính thưa quý vị, chúng tôi trước khi mà chấm dứt, chúng tôi xin nói với quý vị một điều mà chúng tôi chưa có kịp dịch sang, là ngân hàng của ông Rick là ngân hàng mà có được là một ngân hàng public company, tức là stock của hãng của ông ta là được trade trong thị trường chứng khoán, chứ không phải là một cái private company. Và những số tiền quý vị mà bỏ trong ngân hàng vẫn được chính phủ bảo hiểm như những ngân hàng khác vậy. Cho nên đó là điều mà quý vị không cần phải lo âu. Có một điểm khác chúng tôi vừa nói xong, hỏi ông ta là thường thường những ngân hàng nhỏ nhỏ người ta offer cái CD rate nó cao. Ông ta có nói một câu mà chúng tôi làm việc nhiều năm trong ngành kế toán tài chính không biết. Ông ta nói là thường thường những ngân hàng như vậy, ta dùng cái trick đó để người ta raise cái vốn người ta. Last thing before we go and we run out of time, tell us a little bit about yourself. About yourself and your background in banking.
Sure. I started in 1988. I started as a part-time teller at Wells Fargo. Then I worked my way up in operations. I became an operations manager in the branch. At one point in my career, I thought being a branch manager was the pinnacle of banking career and profession. And once I became a branch manager, I thought there has to be something more to this. And so I got into commercial banking as a commercial loan officer at Wells Fargo. Then I worked at Citibank. So the gamut of experience that I bring to the table, especially at United Business Bank, is that I do understand what the community needs. I understand their pain points from an operation standpoint as well as from a loan lending perspective. So the reason why I can contribute to our bank and organization as a whole is because my experience covers everything from branch level to commercial banking to SBA as well. So you're hoping that with my leadership and also with the teammates that I surround myself with, that we can provide the same type of customer service skills and services that the clients need. And this is about the community banking, right? This by definition is what
community
you asked.
Bank, yes.
Community bank is giving back to the very community.
To the community.
Absolutely,
yes.
Because we know what they need.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming to our program and talk about your bank and your services to the community.
Well, thank you for the
very
invite.
much. Xin kính chào quý vị.
Thank you.